Let's see.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
I'm muted. 1 minute. Are you able to hear me, Prabhu?
Yes, Guruji.
Yeah, now I can hear. Yeah. So let us end. Vanchakalpatarubhascha Kripasindhu Bhayavaccha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo Anantaguru Vaishnav ki Jai, Prabhupada ki Jai. So Tukaram Prabhu, disciple of Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj, from Bhubaneswar. We appreciate Prabhu joining on the short notice and giving us class. So let us hear attentively. Always gives wonderful classes with instructions. So before Janmashtami, it is very important to know Lord Krishna's birth and his pastimes and instruction from various angles, from Garga Samhita, Bhagavatam, many other books. Rupa Goswami has written also another book. So many things, yeah. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Darshan.
Om Ajnantimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar शिवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna. I'm very grateful to be here among all of you. Uh, Today we are discussing the appearance of Lord Krishna. In Bhagavad Gita, actually, for the first time, Lord Krishna revealed his identity in the fourth chapter. So if you'll see, Krishna is telling Arjuna, Imam vivasvate yogam proktavan aham avyam vivasvan manuve praha manur ichvake abravit. Arjun, I gave this knowledge to sun god Vivasvan, and Vivasvan gave it to his son Vivasvat Manu, and Manu gave it to Ichvaku. And evam parampara praptam imam rajrishyo viduhu sa kale nema mahata yogo prashta parantapa, yogo nashta parantapa. Arjun, so this is how this knowledge was coming down in succession. But in due course of time, this succession is broken, the chain is broken. And because you are my dear devotee and my dear friend, bhaktosi me sakha cheti rahasyam hi etat uttamam. Because you are my dear friend and you are my dear devotee, I am giving this knowledge to you again. So as Krishna spoke this is Bhagavad Gita, fourth chapter, first, second, and third verse. So as Krishna spoke this, immediately Arjun asked a very interesting question. Arjun asked, Krishna, sun god, is very senior to us, and we both are contemporaries. So how can I understand that you imparted this knowledge to the sun god, who is very senior to us? Uh, Actually, sometimes people ask that why Lord Krishna imparted the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita to Arjun, not to Yudhishthir Maharaj or Bhima or to Nakul or Sahadev. The reason is Yudhishthir and Bhima, they are senior to Lord Krishna in this pastime. Lord Krishna used to touch the lotus feet of his elder brother, his elder cousin Yudhishthir Maharaj and Bhima, and take blessings from them. So they are, because they are senior, so Krishna would not like to give knowledge to someone who is senior to him. And Nakul and Sahadev, they are junior to Krishna. So therefore, when whatever Krishna will say, they will immediately accept, yes, our yes, brother, because Krishna is senior. Nakul and Sahadev touch the lotus feet of Krishna and ask for blessings. So if Krishna will tell something to Nakul Sahadev, they will simply accept it without any arguments, without any questions. So therefore, Krishna decided, Bhaktosi me sakha cheti. Although all the Pandavas are my bhaktas, but Arjun is my sakha. Sakha means now if Krishna will say something, Arjun can argue. The entire first chapter is based on the arguments of Arjun. Arjun is simply arguing with Krishna that why I should not fight. And when all his arguments were completely finished, Krishna was simply smiling at Arjuna. Huh? When Krishna thought, now Krishna said, okay, Arjun, now it's finished. Now all your, whatever was there in your heart, in your mind, in your stomach, everything you poured out, now I'll give you the lessons, the instructions of Bhagavad Gita. And we see many times Arjun is asking very, very deep, controversial questions like this in fourth chapter. Krishna, we both are contemporaries. Your date of birth and my date of birth are very close. But sun god is very, very senior to us. If, say, for example, I'll say that I have given the knowledge of politics to Mahatma Gandhi. So people will make fun of me. Who are you? You took birth in 30 years back, and Mahatma Gandhi was 100 years back. So how can you give this knowledge to Mahatma Gandhi? Similarly, Arjuna asked this question, Krishna, you imparted this knowledge to sun god. How? Then Krishna said, Bahuni me vetitani janmani tav Arjuna. Arjuna, and you have taken many, many births. But because I am the supreme personality of Godhead, I remember all of them. And you are a simple living entity. Your tendency is to forget. Then Krishna is saying, although I have taken many, many births, but I am birthless. Ajopi. Ajopi san avyatma bhuta nam ishwaropi san prakritim swamadhisthaya sambhavami atma mayaya. Ajopi. Ajopi means I am bornless. Avyatma, I am changeless. And my appearance in this world is not like that of the ordinary living entity. Ordinary living being take birth in this material world based on their karma, based on their desires. But I appear in this material world by my own internal energy. Bhutanam Ishwaropisan. I am the supreme lord of all jivas. Prakritim swamadhisthaya. Sambhavami Atma Maya. Atma Maya means I do not depend upon anyone. This famous movie has released Mahavatar Narsimha. So, so we all went to see that movie. And what we saw that when the demigods approached Lord Brahma, telling that the goddess of earth, the earth goddess, Bhumi Devi, she has been drawn by Hiranyaksha into the Garbhodak Sagar. And immediately, as Lord Brahma was contemplating, from his nostrils, Varaha Avatar appeared. So that means Lord is independent. He doesn't depend upon anyone. He comes to this material by his own prakriti, internal potency. We come to this material world by our karma. Because, say, for example, if I had the choice to come to this material world and choose my own parents, so I would have chosen Ambani's or Adani's or Elon Musk. But that is not in my hand because we are bound by the laws of karma. But Lord is not bound by the laws of karma. He's independent. If he wants, he can come from the nostril of Brahma. If he wants, he can come from a pillar. Sthambe sabhayam na mrigam na manusham. He can come from anywhere. So that's the very important understanding that this is the major difference between our coming to this world and Lord Krishna's appearance in this world. Lord Krishna or any of his incarnations appearing in this material world. Ajopi san avyatma bhutanam ishwaropi san prakritim swamadhisthaya sambhavami atmaya. And then immediately Arjuna asked, when you come? And what all circumstances you come? And then Krishna quotes the famous verse. We all are, at least even before coming to ISKCON, we knew this verse. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bharata avayutthanam dharmasya tadatmanam sajamyaham. Whenever and wherever there is decline of religious principle and there is and the demonic forces grow, I appeared. And then immediately Arjuna asked, what do you do? And Krishna said, Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkratam dharma sanstharpanathaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Krishna mentioned that I do three things. Paritranaya sadhuna, I take care of the devotees. Vinashaya cha dushkratam, I kill the demons. and dharma sanstharpanathaya, I established the religious principles. Now, there is a very interesting commentary by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in this verse, Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya chadushkratam dharma sanstharpanathaya. And what is that? The commentary that Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is giving, it's a very beautiful understanding of the Lord's nature. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that Paritranaya sadhuna, what exactly it means. Say, for example, Lord coming to rescue his devotees. Now, see, Lord doesn't need to come personally to rescue any of his devotee. If somebody is a sadhu, if somebody is a pious person, and if somebody is devoted to Lord Krishna, Lord has already instructed his Sudarshan Chakra. If whenever there is danger, whenever my devotee is in danger, you need not seek my permission to rescue my devotee. And we see the very famous example when Ambrisha was attacked by Durvasa. Lord Krishna, Lord Vishnu did not have to tell Sudarshan, you go and rescue my devotee. Sudarshan on his own came and rescued Amrish Maharaj. So for Paritrana Sadhunam, Lord need not have to come. And Vinasha Chadushkratam, Lord is sitting in everyone's heart. If he can hold one artery, one vein, a demon can die out of heart attack. The Lord is staying within the heart of a mosquito. That mosquito can bite that demon and that demon can kill out of malaria. So do we think that Lord needs to come personally to rescue his devotee or to kill the demons? No, not at all. And for Dharma Sanstharpanathaya, Lord regularly send his associates, his own men, like Lord sent Jesus Christ, Lord sent Srila Prabhupada to establish the religious principles. So even for establishing religious principle, Lord need not have to come personally. So Vishwanath Chakravarti is asking this question, then why Krishna is saying Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya sudukkhatam dharma sanstharpanathaya? Actually, the Paritranaya sadhuna means Lord comes. What exactly the Paritranaya sadhunam? What exactly this phrase means? Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that the devotees of the Lord are burning in pangs of separation from him. And therefore, Lord has to appear personally. As if rescuing the devotee is concerned, Lord can do it from any means. There is a very famous WhatsApp university story. You all must have heard. There was a there was a person, and he was kind of stuck within the floods. So as the water level was rising, uh, people came with a boat, and they told him that, sir, the water level is rising. We must immediately give up this place and we must go to some safer place. So this person said, I'll not go. Until unless Lord appears, Lord comes and rescue me, I'll not go. So he didn't took the help of the boat. Then the steamer came. Again, the captain of the steamer said, my dear sir, the water level is rising beyond any limit. It's very dangerous to stay here. It's a good time. Let's go. He said, no, I'll not go. Let Lord come and personally rescue me. Then the helicopter came, and they threw ropes, and the pilot of the helicopter said, my dear sir, you'll die if you'll not come. Immediately you must take help and you must come to this helicopter and we'll rescue you. He said, no, 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 I'll wait for the Lord. And then water level rose to very dangerous limits, and ultimately the person died. So when person reached in heaven, he asked God, why didn't you save me? So God said, what do you mean by didn't save you? I sent the boat, I sent the steamer, I sent the helicopter. You didn't took advantage of anything. So that means Lord need not have to come personally to rescue a person. He can do it by any other means. For killing the demons, he can do it by any other means. And for establishing the religious principle, he can engage any of his parshadas coming down and establishing the principles of religion. But the reason why Lord comes personally, because the devotee, the dear devotees of the Lord are burning in the pangs of separation from the Lord. And therefore, there is no other alternative. Lord has to come personally to burn. Say, for example, if I am in love with someone, if I have a good, I love a person. So that person might send any amount of, letters. He may send any amount of messengers. But until that the same person comes, my heart will not become quenched. My heart will not become satisfied. Similarly, say for example, when Lord Krishna was there in Mathura and Dwarka, so many times he used to send Uddhava to, he sent Balaram, he sent Uddhava, he sent Narad Muni, and each and every time he used to tell that, you just go and tell the Brajavasis that very shortly I'll come. But the coming of Uddhava, coming of Balaram, the coming of Brajavasis, coming of Narad Muni could not quench the thirst of Brajavasis. Lord Krishna had to come personally. Until the Lord Krishna will come personally, the Brajavasis situation was terrible. So that's the main reason the devotee of the Lord in this Mahavatar Narasingha movie we saw, as it's mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam, not because Lord has to kill Hiranyakashipu, that's all secondary. The major reason is that Prahlad is crying for the association, the personal association of the Lord. And that is the reason why Lord appears in this material world. It's not because Paritrana Sadhuna, Vinashaya Chadushkitam, Dharma Sansthan, that all are secondary. This is the commentary that has been given by Srila Vishwanath Chakrathakur in his Sararth Varshini Tika of Bhagavad Gita. So that's the major reason why Lord appears. Now, very interesting thing, Lord appears, and it is said that in the next verse, Krishna says, Janma karam chame divyam evam yoveti tattvataha tattva deham punarjanma naiti mameti so Arjuna. My dear Arjun, all my janma and my karma are divya. Now, this has to be understood in a very profound way. Yesterday, we were discussing with a group of students about this particular topic. Say, there are different theologies: the Abrahamic theology, the impersonalist theology, the Mayavad theology. All this theology, they have the understanding that Lord is very big and he cannot come personally. Hmm. Say, for example, the Muslims do not believe that Lord can take incarnation and come, because for them the understanding is Lord is very big, so he cannot come. Hmm. The answer is that, but the Vaishnava understanding is that yes, it's true that Lord is very big. He is bigger than the biggest. He is the supreme personality, and the senses of the living entities are not, say for our senses are material. We cannot capture Lord with our senses. That's true. But if Lord himself wants to descend, then who can stop the Lord? The very famous verse, it's quote like, Ataha Shri Krishna Namadi Na Bhavet Grayam Indriyai Sevan Unmukhe hi Jivadau Swameva Spurtadaha. Shri Krishna Nam Adi, Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela, Parikar, Dham, name. Rupa means form, Guna means the qualities, Leela means the pastimes, Parikar means the associates, Dham means the abode. Everything connected with the Lord is Dibya. Dibya means we cannot perceive it with our material senses. Even when we go to Vrindavan, we actually do not see Vrindavan. Because the qualification to see Vrindavan is not to purchase a ticket and reach Vrindavan. The process to see Vrindavan is mentioned by Narottam Das Thakur. He says, Vishaya chadiya kabe shuddha habe man kabe ham he rabo Shri Vrindavan. Until and unless my heart is purified by all material desires, I cannot see Vrindavan. So this is the qualification to see Vrindavan. We cannot just perceive Vrindavan with our material senses. It's practically not possible because Vrindavan is Dibya. We cannot perceive, we can only perceive the alphabets of the name, but we cannot perceive name. Huh? To chant the pure name, it's very difficult because it's transcendental. And presently our senses are mundane, it's materialist, and we have to purify it. So that is the process by which we capture the spiritual reality. There's a very famous verse in the Bhagavatam which says, and the dialogue was also mentioned in this movie, where Prahlad says, "My dear Lord, my consciousness is just like uh, my consciousness is like iron. Just like iron is becoming attracted towards magnet, I am becoming attracted toward you. But sometimes when this iron gets rust, so rust is born out of iron. But because of the rust, the iron doesn't get attracted towards magnet. So what the process is? The process is to clean the rust. And once the rust is cleansed by using the sandpaper, the iron automatically becomes attracted towards magnet. Similarly, our consciousness has the rust of lust, anger, pride, greed, envy, illusion, so many bad things. But by the sadhana bhakti, sadhana bhakti is something like rubbing the sandpaper against the iron, which is rusted by iron of our heart, which is rusted by kama, krodha, and other metal contaminations. Using the sandpaper of our chanting mala, sandpaper of the Guru Vakya, we have to rub it. And once we rub it, the rust will become cleansed, and and then iron will automatically become attracted towards the magnet. That means our heart will automatically become attracted towards the Supreme Lord. So that's the process. So unless we become purified by the sadhana bhakti, we will not develop the natural attraction toward the Supreme Lord, and will not be able to perceive the divine Dibya pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now, another very important aspect is being mentioned in the Garbhastuti. I would like to share my screen. So there is a very beautiful in the Garbhastuti. Garbhastuti is the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam in the second chapter, where prayers by the demigods for Lord Krishna in the womb. As we all know, when Lord Krishna appeared in the womb of Mother Devaki, all the demigods came and started to offer their prayers. Now, of course, the in the Bhagavatam prayers are very philosophical, but this one particular prayer which captured my attention, I would like to share with all of you. It's a very unique prayer. It's the 35th text, 10 to 35. It's a very unique prayer. It's a very philosophical prayer. I know that sometimes the philosophy becomes difficult to understand, but I'll try to make it simpler. This particular verse, let us discuss. Sattvam na chedhaturidam nijam bhavet vijnanam ajnanavidam aparjanam guna prakasher anumiyate bhavan prakashate yasya cha yena va gunaha. This is very different verse from all the verses, because in this particular verse, in the entire Srimad Bhagavatam, what I found, this particular verse is talking about the appearance, the unique reason of Lord Krishna's appearance in this material world. And what is that unique reason? The unique reason is, O Lord, cause of all causes, if your transcendental body were not beyond the mode of material nature, one could not understand the difference between matter and transcendence. This particular line has captured my attention. Although it's very philosophical, but I would like to relate some philosophy with some pastimes. Lord has a transcendental body. What does exactly it mean? Why do we say that Lord has a transcendental body? First of all, there are many philosophers that do not accept at all that Lord has a body. Can you see my screen? Is it visible?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes,
Yep.
Prabhu.
Yep.
Yes, Prabhuji.
There are many philosophers. What to say of Abrahamic traditions? Even within the Sanatan Dharma, There are many philosophers, the Mayavadis. Their understanding is that whatever the body means, it has to be material. According to them, anything that we can see or touch with our senses is material. That is the understanding. I have a small reel, just 20 seconds reel, but that is in Hindi. I guess everybody understands Hindi, because that's very important for us to what exactly I just want to show. Uh, uh, Prabhuji, everybody understand Hindi? Can I show that reel?
Yes. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yes. So very important reel. A Mayavadi is speaking. What exactly is speaking? Prabhupada many times have written in his purports that Mayavadis considered Lord Krishna's body to be material. According to them, the Lord cannot be seen, because whatever you see is simply material. So many times you heard in Prabhupada's purport, but for the very first time I heard really a Mayavadi speaking like that. So I have just noted it down so that I can show it for everyone's reference. So this is the famous Mayavadi, and according to him, the concept of God is very vague. What he is saying, kindly listen. Okay, just a minute. Oh, 1 minute. Uh, just a minute. Yeah.
भगवान भी कहें कि हम आपको दर्शन देना चाहते हैं तो हम कहेंगे धन्यवाद, बधाई आपको, पर आपके दर्शन की जरूरत नहीं है। क्यों? क्योंकि आप जो रूप दिखाते हैं वो माया का है। आपका असली रूप दिखाई देता नहीं, असली रूप से सब कुछ देखा जाता है, इसलिए आपकी आवश्यकता नहीं है। किसी बुद्धू आदमी को दर्शन दीजिए, क्योंकि वही तुम्हारे दर्शन से प्रसन्न होगा। आप जानते हो भगवान दिख जाने वाली चीज नहीं है। जो भी दिखता है, जो दिखे, जो दिशे सो सकल विनाशी, यद यद दृश्यम यद यद जन्यम तत्त अनित्य। जो जन्य है वह अनित्य है, जो दृश्य है वो माया मात्र है। माया मात्र विदम द्वैतम, अद्वैतम परमार्थता। तो अपने ग्रंथों का आधार लेके सोचिए। सोचना अच्छा है, सोचना चाहिए, पर सोचने की भी कोई दिशा होती है, सोचने का कोई ढंग होता है। जैसे कि कल्पना करते रहे कि हम चिंतक हैं, वो उससे कुछ बनने वाला नहीं है।
Yes. So what he's saying that if even the God will come and say that I will show you my form, he's saying that uh, he's saying that if even if God will come, and I'll not accept to see his form, because the form of God is for foolish people. Because whatever form God will show, it is simply Maya, it's material. And because according to him, whatever is Drishyaman, whatever we see, is everything Maya. That is what, according to Mayavadis, they consider that even the form of Lord is made up of Maya. But what the demigods are saying, let's see, the demigods are saying, if your transcendental body were not beyond the modes of material nature, one could not understand the difference between matter and transcendence. Say, for example, if you will not accept that the body of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is transcendental, his pastimes are transcendental, his names are transcendental, his appearance and disappearance are transcendental, his activities are transcendental, then what? How we are able to understand what exactly transcendence means? Try to understand this point. What is transcendence if we do not accept Krishna and his activities as transcendental, his form as transcendental? Then we cannot come out of the concept of materialism. According to Mayavadis, the form of the Lord, the Leela of the pastimes of the Lord, the activities, everything is made up of Maya. But no, Vaishnava literatures are continuously saying transcendental body, transcendental body, transcendental body, Satchidananda Vigraha. Namami Shwaram Sat Chidananda Rupam Lasat Kundalam Go Kule Bhrajamanam. Lord has Satchidananda Vigraha. And therefore, just see Satyavat Muni, Namami Ishwaram. Just see Satyavat Muni in last line what he's saying. Namaste studamne spuradiptidhamne twadiyodarayath vishwasya dhamne. Satyavat Muni is offering obeisances to the transcendental rope. Which rope could bind the belly of the Supreme Lord? The belly of the Supreme Lord. Tvadiya udarayatha vishwasya dhamne. Your belly is the resting place of the entire universe. How can this belly be material? So Vaishnava literatures are again and again emphasis the body of the Lord is transcendental. It is not made up of Maya as the Mayavadis claim. According to Mayavadis, whatever is visible is made up of Maya. And if you say the Lord's form is visible, then it must also be made up of Maya. But demigod says, no, no, no. If I'll not accept your transcendental body, if I'll not accept that your transcendental body is beyond the three modes of material nature, then I cannot understand, I cannot distinguish between what is matter and what is transcendence. There is no scope left. And we see in n number of pastimes of Supreme Lord that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Panthastu Koti Shatavatsara Sampragamyo Vayu Rathapi Manaso Muni Pungavanam. Muni Pungavanam, the expert munis, the topmost munis, they try to meditate, they try to catch Krishna. They run for millions of lifetimes, millions of years. Kotishu, crores and crores of years they run. And in what speed they run? They run in the speed of Manasaha. Vayur Athapi Manaso. The speed, their speed is the speed of mind, but they are not able to catch Lord Krishna. Why? Because his body is transcendental. His pastimes are transcendental. His name and form are transcendental. It's Dibya. So the expert munis are not able to catch him. And Mother Yashoda, who have a very bulky body, and she has all the ornaments on her body, and she is running around Gokul and trying to catch Krishna. And then she caught hold of Krishna. And what Krishna is doing? Rudantam muhur netram yugmam mrijantam karam bhoja yugmena satank netram sa atankit netra. His eyes are completely, his fear, he's in anxiety. He's terrorized. And with both of his hands, he's crying. He's rubbing his eyes. And the black kajal, it's flowing down with his tears. And the entire cheeks have become blackened. कुंती महारानी से भीर अपि जद भिवेति गोप्य ददे त्वयि कृतागसि दाम तावद नते दशाश्रु कलिलंजन संभ्रमाक्षम वक्तरम निनीय भय भावने सदस्य समाम विमोयति भीर अपि जद भिवेति. Even the fear personified is feared by Lord Krishna, and that Lord Krishna is in anxiety seeing the stick in the hands of his mother. That is called Dibya pastime, Dibya Leela. And Mayavadis, non-devotees, impersonalists, and what to say of people with sinful attitude, they cannot actually comprehend the transcendence of the Lord's pastimes. Because it said, because our consciousness is completely bound by the modes of material nature, we cannot perceive anything which is beyond the modes of material nature. The pastimes of the Lord are Atendriya. Lord is called Adhokshaja. Adhokshaja. Aksha means senses. Aksha means eyes. Aksha means senses. Ja means Janit. Born. Any knowledge that is born by the contact of senses are not qualified to catch Krishna. Therefore, Krishna is called Adhokshaja. Adha Akshaja is Atindriya. He is Dibya. He is Agochara. So by any means we cannot catch Krishna. The only means to catch is devotion. The only means to catch is devotional service. Damodaram bhakti baddham. The only means, because all other processes are material. Only bhakti is transcendental. And say, for example, there are radio waves, there are X-rays, there are microwaves. In order to catch those rays, we need to have the competent instrument. There are radio waves in the atmosphere, and if I have a radio device, then it can catch the radio waves. Lord is transcendental, but all other processes like Vedeshu, Yaggeshu, Tapasu, whatever the process we may call, any kind of spiritual process we may name, it's all material, and therefore none of these processes are competent enough to catch Krishna. Just like any other instrument cannot catch radio wave, it has to be a radio. So similarly, Krishna is transcendental. So in order to catch Krishna's transcendental waves, we have to have a transcendental system. And the only transcendental system is bhakti. All other systems are material. Either you may call it yoga, or you may call it karma, or you may call it jnana, or you may call it anything. They may call it Raja Yoga or Hatha Yoga or whatever yoga. They may call it anything. All the processes are simply material. Only transcendental process is bhakti. And therefore, until and unless one's eyes are ointed with bhakti, premanjana chachurita bhakti vilochanena santa sadaiva hrideshu vilokayanti. Until and unless one's eyes are ointed with bhakti, one cannot perceive the Supreme Personality's transcendental attributes. And therefore, it's no ashcharya that Mayavadis cannot perceive the Supreme Personality's form, name. And that is what demigods are telling. If your transcendental body were not beyond the modes of material nature, one cannot understand what exactly transcendence means. If Supreme Personality of Godhead will not come to this material world, say for example, if Lord Krishna would not have appeared, and if he would not have shown his pastimes, how we could have understood what's going in the spiritual world? At most, we can have some anuman. See, most of the philosophers have the understanding that the spiritual world is something filled with light, with no attributes. There is no divisions. There is no, it's all plain and void. And therefore, 99.99% spiritualists are voidist or impersonalist. Because they do not accept Krishna, they do not accept Krishna's form, they do not accept Krishna's pastimes. Therefore, they do not know what is there in the spiritual world. For them, spiritual world is nothing but void. For them, spiritual world is nothing but imperson, some light, some kind of plain and dull understanding they have of the spiritual world. But for the Vaishnavas, our understanding of spiritual world is Katha, Ganam, Natyam, Gamanapi, Vamsi, Priya Sakhi. There people do not walk, they dance. They do not speak, they sing. And they have the constant reciprocation with Lord Krishna. When as we read from Brihad Bhagavatamritam, when Gop Kumara reached Golok Vrindavan, Krishna came running and embraced him. This understanding is not there in any of the world theologies. This understanding is not there even with impersonalists and Mayavadis. Why? Because they do not accept Krishna. They do not accept Krishna's transcendental form. They do not accept Krishna's transcendental activities. For them, Krishna is material. His appearance and disappearance in this material world is material. His pastimes are simply just like some simple, they call it some historic personality. And therefore, for them, the understanding of spiritual world is simply void. But for Vaishnava, spiritual world is a very different place. So unless we accept Krishna, that his body's attributes are transcendental, his pastimes are transcendental, will not be able to perceive what exactly spiritual world looks like. You just minus, therefore you see, Very interesting thing. You may call, you may, we may, um, on our browser, we may search for any spiritualist. They will simply talk either politics, they will simply talk. There is a spiritualist in India, very famous, very popular. His agenda is save the soil. His entire energy is lost in saving the soil. And he is called a spiritual leader. There is another spiritual group. So their advertisement frequently appears on YouTube. And they tell something about mind control. But they have forgotten that Bhagavad Gita itself says the mind also is a material entity. Although subtle, but mind is matter. There's another spiritual group, a spiritual person. He always talk about socialization. He always talk about politics. Why they do not talk about spiritual things? Because they do not accept Krishna. Because they do not accept Krishna's transcendental attributes. For them, it's all material. For them, appearance of Mahatma Gandhi and appearance of Krishna is same. Mahatma Gandhi was a famous personality. Krishna was a famous personality. For them, Gandhi Jayanti is equivalent to Janmashtami is equivalent to Gandhi Jayanti. But we need to understand, if Krishna's pastimes are not transcendental, why are we concerned about celebrating Janmashtami every year? His pastimes are transcendental. He's Agochara, he's Adhokshaja, he's Atindriya. But when devotional service, by the means of devotional service, he can be perceived. Sevan unmukhe jiva adau swayameva spurtadam. This very beautiful pastimes of Lord Krishna, pastime of Lord Krishna in Braja. Once Lord Krishna was I guess we haven't shared, I haven't shared this pastime before, or maybe it's very relevant pastime. I like this particular pastime a lot. When Lord Krishna was there in Braja as a small child, one day he caught hold of the calf, and the calf was running around in entire Braja. And Lord Krishna caught hold of the tail of the calf. And as he caught hold of the tail of the calf, what was happening? What was happening? As calf was roaming around the entire Braja, Lord Krishna was also with the calf, he was rotating around. And his entire body was submerged in mud and cow dung. And when this was happening, a few gopis came and they separated Krishna and cow. Hey, go away, go away. Leave it, leave it. Now, this is a very simple pastime, but our acharyas have given an extensive commentary on this particular pastime. Our acharyas have commented that there are many types of gopis. Some other Nitya gopis. When Lord Krishna appears in this material world, he brings his Nitya gopis from the spiritual world. Then there are Rishichari gopis. When Lord Ramachandra was performing his pastime in Dandakaranya in Treta Yuga, many rishis want to serve Lord Rama in Madhuri Rasa and Shringar Rasa. Lord Ramachandra said that in this particular life, you'll not be able to serve me in that rasa. But in next incarnation, when I'll appear as Lord Krishna, you can become gopis. So these are the Rishichari gopis. And then there are Shrutichari gopis. The Shrutis, the verses of the Vedas has become gopis. The verses of the Vedas have personified themselves as gopis. They are called Shrutichari gopis. Now, when Lord Krishna caught hold of calf and he was revolving around the entire Braja, entire body was completely soaked with mud and cow dung. So this Shrutichari gopis came and tried to separate. Krishna, go away, calf, go away, go away. Why? Because Shrutichari gopis said We have been repeatedly telling in the Vedas, the Shrutis of the Vedas says, Lord Krishna is Agochara. Agochara means one who is Atindriya, one who cannot be perceived with senses. Agochara. But what is happening in Braja? Krishna has become Gochara. Gochara means Gochara. The meaning of Gochar means who is beyond senses. And another meaning of Gochar is who is behind the calf and rotating around the entire Braja. So gopis are trying to say that Krishna, this particular commentary has been given by Hari Suri, a very famous Bhagavata scholar, Bhagavat commentator. His Holiness Radha Govinda Maharaj used to narrate this particular pastime. So gopis are telling, the Shutichari gopis are telling, the Shrutis are telling, in the Vedas we have repeatedly declared Krishna is Agochara. And what we are saying here, Krishna has become Gochara, and that's true. Krishna has become Gochara in Vrindavan. Because Vrindavan is filled with devotion for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And therefore, because Vrindavan is filled with devotees, for devotees, Lord Krishna is not Agochara. As we see in Dhruva Maharaj pastime, when Dhruva Maharaj was performing his tapasya, the Lord who is Agochara, he manifested himself before Dhruva. Sevan unmukhe jiva adav, swayam eva sfurta adaha. And then Dhruva said that, my dear Lord, previously my senses were sleeping because I could not perceive your personality. But as I perform this devotional service, now my senses have become purified, and by your divine mercy, you have manifested your transcendental form before me. So, Yonta pravishya mama vacha imam prasuptam sanjeevayati akhila shakti dhara swadhamna anyanta hasta charana shravana tukadim prana namo bhagavate purushaya tubhyam. So previously, my senses were sleeping, my eyes were sleeping, my hands were sleeping, my ears were sleeping. All of my senses were sleeping. That means we were not able to perceive the transcendental reality. My senses were simply perceiving material things. But as I became purified by this bhakti yoga, as my senses become purified by bhakti yoga, now I am able to perceive the transcendental reality. In Braja, because of Bhakti Yoga, the senses of the devotees are completely pure. And therefore, they are able to perceive Lord Krishna. But for us, the ordinary living entities, presently we are not able to perceive Lord Krishna because our senses are simply perceiving materialistic objects. We may see the Vigraha, but we cannot see Krishna. We may chant some Akshara, but we cannot chant the name. We may go to see Vrindavan in its Dhoma Vrindavan external features, but we might not actually experience the Golok Vrindavan in Vrindavan. Why? Because presently our senses are not pure. But the moment they'll become purified by the process of sadhana bhakti, bhakti yoga, then we'll be able to perceive the transcendental reality. There's another pastime in Braja when Trinavrat came. So Trinavrat, as we all know, Trinavrat is that kind of cyclone. And the entire cyclone filled with dust and grass and thin impurities, subtle impurities. And Trinavrat pastime, what we see, that as Trinavrat came, nobody could see Krishna. Although Krishna is right in front of the Brajvasis, but because of the Trinavrat cyclone, that Asura was in the form of a cyclone, nobody could see Krishna. The Acharyas give a very beautiful commentary. They say Trinabrat, Trinabrat. Trinabrat means the cyclone of dust. The Sanskrit word for dust is Raja, Braj, Raja. Raja also means Rajoguna. When our eyes are blinded by Rajoguna, we cannot see Krishna. When the Braja, the cyclone of Raja, dust cyclone, Trinabrat came, although Krishna was there right in front of them, they could not perceive Krishna. Why? Because their eyes were blinded by Raja. What lesson is there for the sadhaka like us? When our eyes are blinded by Rajoguna, although Krishna may be right in front of us, we may not able to perceive him. And actually, Krishna is right in front of us, but because our eyes are presently conditioned by the modes of material nature, we are not able to perceive the transcendental reality. Although the holy name is still there, the form is still there, Lord Krishna is Annanu Antarastha Paramanu Chantarastham. Vrindavan is right here, but I am not able to perceive it. Why? Because presently my eyes are contaminated by the modes of material nature. But the hope is there. And what is the hope? As we follow the process of bhakti yoga, our senses will become purified. And then we'll be able to perceive the transcendental form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And therefore, Lord, and according to this particular verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, where demigod is telling, my dear Lord Krishna, you appear in this material world. There may be n number of reasons, as we discussed, Paritrana Sadhuna, Vinasha Chadushkratam, Dharma Sanstharpanatha. But one of the reason is, unless you come here, how will I be able to perceive what is transcendence? What your Dhamma look like? What your activities look like? What is, if you would not have come here in this material world, my understanding of spiritual reality would have been simply null and void. Some kind of some kind of light, that's all. But thanks to Lord Krishna, that you appeared here in this material world for us to understand that how your pastime goes on eternally in the spiritual sky. How your spiritual world, Chintamani, Prakarasadva Sukalpa Vriksha, your Dhamma is made up of Chintamani. And our dham is made up of chinta. Chinta means anxiety, and money means money. So material world is made up of chinta money, always chinta, always anxiety. And money. Everybody running after money. And spiritual world is made up of chinta money. So unless Lord Krishna would have come here in this material world, how we would have got the understanding of the spiritual reality? That's the reason, my dear Lord Krishna, you appear. That is what demigods are praying in their Garbha Stuti. It's a very beautiful way of understanding things. It's a very beautiful way of looking into the n number of reasons of Lord appearance. This is one reason. Lastly, I would like to conclude my talk. Recently, I was reading from Ramcharitmanas, a very beautiful analogy that Tulsidas shared. He says that if somebody is performing yoga, if somebody is performing jnana, if somebody is performing karma kanda, and these, but then still there is the chance of falling down. But one who is performing bhakti, there is no question of falling down. Why is it so? Why bhakti is so? Why bhakti is given so much importance? One reason that we discussed, that bhakti attracts these transcendental attributes of the Supreme Lord. None other process, all other processes are material. That is one reason bhakti is superior. Another reason bhakti is superior, Tulsidas ji says that why a devotee performing bhakti yoga, bhakti doesn't fall down, but who is performing yoga, jnana, and other kind of so-called spiritual process, they fall down. So the reason Tulsidas ji says, he says, fall down means become attracted by Maya. One who is performing yoga can become allured by Maya. One who is performing dana can become allured by Maya. One who is performing jnana can become allured by Maya. One who is performing karma can become allured by Maya. But one who is performing bhakti cannot be allured by Maya. Why? The reason Tulsidas ji gives, he says, karma is masculine, male. Jnana is male. Dhyana is male. Yoga is male. And Maya is female. And we have this understanding, male become attracted toward female. And therefore, jnana, dhyana, karma, yoga are all lured by Maya. But bhakti is female and Maya is female. And just like North Pole repels North Pole, South Pole repels South Pole, bhakti is feminine, Maya is feminine. So bhakti has no attraction for Maya. On the contrary, jnana, dhyana, yoga, karma, all has attraction towards Maya. So therefore, a bhakti yogi is saved. A bhakti yogi, one who is performing bhakti, by the performance of bhakti, one's senses will become purified so that he'll be able to perceive the transcendental reality. And the process is safe because it is not allured by Maya. And therefore, a devotee who is performing bhakti is saved. But the persons who are performing jnana, dhyana, karma, yoga, whatever, one thing, they'll not be able to perceive the transcendental reality of the Supreme Lord. Another thing is they will fall down eventually. Anadryat yushmat angriya aruha krichena param padam tatha patantyada. And this particular shloka is also sung by the demigods in Garbhastuti. So it's all relative. It requires a lot of time to discuss all these verses in detail. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has also given an extensive commentary on this particular shloka. Aruha krichena param padam tata. And this particular shloka is also coming in the Garbhastuti, the prayers by the demigods for Lord Krishna in the womb. So it's all philosophical. Deep analysis has been mentioned. And we are very grateful to Srila Prabhupada, who has given us this bhakti yoga, by which we'll be able to purify our senses and then we'll be able to perceive the transcendental attributes of Supreme Personality of Godhead, which is not perceived by the great Gyanis, Mayavadis and Yogis. Hare Krishna, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you very much, Tukaram Prabhu. Beautifully following Srila Prabhupada's presentation of a lot of philosophy explanation. Bhakti Charu Maharaj also same way explains beautifully. So thank you. Can remember Maharaj. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Prabhupada ki jai. Any devotee, anyone has questions? Please raise your hand or unmute. Ask. Questions, huh? Wow. Prabhu, you can share the chopai of that Ramcharitmanas if we have, we can share it later or yeah, that
Yes,
what you did. Beautiful point.
I can share it to you.
Yeah, sure. Looks like everybody's digesting the philosophy you explained.
Yeah, sometimes philosophy becomes little heavy.
Yeah. Okay, we'll conclude then if no question. Thank you very much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. We'll have quick announcements. We join for Sunday Feast program today, and we have book distribution in two places today, Hillsborough and also in North Brunswick, Patel. Please join if you're available. And we can distribute Balram Jayanti and Janmashtami flyers. So next Friday is Balram Jayanti and Brahmotsavam. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 3-day program. Sunday is Okti Road Rath Yatra, Lord Jagannath Rath Yatra. On the Okti Road, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. We'll have 95 free at Prasadam will be served. Please join. Friday evening, Balram Jayanti, Abhishek will be there this time. And then Saturday also we have Kirtan Mela. So each day we have different vahanas and different pastimes of the Lord. And Kirtan will be there, Katha will be there. So they join, Prasadam will be there, different menus, 3 days. All so lots of Sankirtan, lots of dancing, lots of feasting. So please bring boga also, you can bring dry items, possible flowers, fruits, many things. You can saffron, many things you can think of. So many different things. Lead Gaur Leela, Krishna Leela. You can find many details what you can bring for the festivals. So Sannyasa Leela, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what to bring. Many details are mentioned. Or Jagannath Rath Yatra Leela. various items, hundreds of items been offered at Balagandi festival, middle of Jagannath Rath Yatra. So you can refer to those and follow the footsteps of previous acharyas and devotees. That is the best way to serve. So those are and then Janmashtami is following week. This Monday is Ekadasi, Pavitropani Ekadasi. For here, India is Tuesday. Janmashtami is August 16th Saturday. We need a lot of help for prasadam serving, cooking. Will be there all day from 11 or 10 a.m. Jaipur Expo leading. And yeah, a lot of help needed for setup, wrap up. A lot of dioramas we are making, I think, day before. So please join if you're not part of any Bhakti Ruksha, you want to help to make these dioramas, Krishna Leela, various Leelas. Please contact one of us so we can give more details. You can be engaged that way. So those are the quick announcement. Govindas, you can place your orders, govindasnj.com. So contact one of us for any programs you may have, hosting devotees or festivals or programs, birthday, upanayan, samskaras, yajnas. We are here to serve you, so please let us know how we can help you and serve you. Thank you very much for your kind association. We'll end the session right now. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Radhe Radhe.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, everybody. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.
Thank
Radhe
you.
Radhe.
Hare Krishna. Hare Bol.
Radhe Radhe.